can't remember anymore what I bought.
I'm talking about a major breakdown here.
It was only €6, but this is the bit that always makes me a bit scared. I am not going to bother cutting them off. There he is holding his binoculars. Utterly useless. Be swearing like a bastard. You can put your arm down now, mate. There. I could be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. This is now a fully complete and operational Murdock. Hello there. So for the last year I have been collecting the Galoob 18 figures. Now the reason why I'm collecting them is because I had the entire team when I was younger, but regular viewers will know it. Back in 2010 I had the Great Purge and I sold off all my collection of 18 figures. So here we are, slowly rebuilding the collection, and it is actually better now than it was when I was a kid because I'd lost all the accessories to most of my figures at that time. So we started off with a BA Baracus, but unfortunately I didn't have a complete version until I found this version with a complete set of tools there, and his machine gun with the correct strap on it, and he's even got his tool belt. Then I managed to get a complete face man. He's got his little Uzis in his backpack because his little holdy hole in his hand is too small to actually hold anything. Damn, these Galoob figures were fantastic. Now, then we managed to get ourselves a Hannibal Smith. He was missing his backpack, but I did manage to get a backpack for him. So he is now complete. So we're all happy with him. And I think he was also missing his M60 machine gun, which I managed to also pick up. I don't remember. I've bought so many things over the last year to make my collection complete. I can't remember anymore what I bought. But anyway, back to the plot. So we are obviously missing a team member, and that is this guy here, Howling Mad Murdock. Now, I managed to get this guy quite cheap. He was only €6, but he was missing everything. So as you can see, I've managed to get him his M16 machine gun, managed to get him his little backpack with climbing accessories on there, and the last thing I managed to get for him was the correct belt. But still missing a few things. That was until today, when these few things, you can't really see because of the glare, these things, there you go, see a bit better. These things came through in the post from my favorite web shop, Bones Art, coming through once again with those rare things that I needed, and they weren't very expensive either. They were just a few euros each, so absolute bargain. Snapped them up as quick as I could, and now they're here. So let's get rid of these three members of the team and see if we can kit Murdock out with his missing accessories.
I'm talking about a major breakdown here.
So we're going to start off with this. This is the gun strap. This is not a particularly fantastic example of one. It's, well, it's a fantastic example of Galoob quality. It's thicker at one end than it is at the other. And yeah, it's just poorly made, to the same as all the other bits that they made for this range. Possibly one of the most disappointing ranges of toys from the 1980s, considering everyone wanted one because the 18 was such a big show. But that's by the by. We're not talking about Galoob, we are talking about Murdock, and we are talking about getting him kitted out. So I am going to try very carefully to fit this to his gun. And well, one end is always easy to do because it just hooks in there, and there we go. At this bit, this is the bit that always makes me a bit scared, because you have to slip it over the barrel of the gun there, and it can split. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do this off camera so that I can concentrate. And if I break it and swear, you won't hear me swearing. Right, back in a mo.
Just going to make it, Doctor.
How you ever gonna make it on the outside world?
I'm thinking about a career in medicine.
Only thing you should be doing in medicine is using it for your head.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a victory. It's on there. It didn't break. I didn't have to swear. So that's our first bit done. And now that can go on his back like that. Now their backpacks all had these little sort of hooks on here, and I have absolutely no idea what they're for. So I'm guessing they were there so that you could actually hang the gun on the shoulder and it wouldn't just slide off again. Let me know in the comments if you know what they were for, if I have it correct. So second up, we have the binoculars, because as we know, Murdock always had binoculars. He always had climbing gear as well, obviously, so that he could climb into his planes. Yeah, there's not really much to say about these. He can't hold them. There's no way he could hold these. So yeah, also pretty badly molded with lots of extra bits of plastic on there that shouldn't be on there. I am not going to bother cutting them off because it's kind of the charm of these figures that they are a bit crappy. So these are just going to go over his head like that, and he's not going to fall over because he's a good boy. So there we go. Let's see if we can simulate him holding them with his hand. Oh, there you go. You can kind of stick them on his face like that. There he is holding his binoculars. Yes, he does look a bit like Ray from the Ghostbusters, but I guess you could play with him like that. Utterly useless. I don't even remember my Murdock having binoculars. Oh, I also don't remember him having a rope and a grappling hook or a belt. So I do have the grappling hook, but unfortunately it doesn't have any way of tying a rope to it. And now I'm not sure if this had an eye on it, which is broken off. I suppose it's quite possible. I'm not sure if it's going to focus. So I do have a little bit of rope and I'm going to try and tie it to it. But again, I'm not going to do it on camera because I will just be swearing like a bastard.
By the way, would you mind awfully if I borrowed your shiny little chopper? Absolutely not. It's no problem, pal. Well, that's very kind of you.
Rightio then, here we are. I'm not 100% satisfied by the way that I've tied it on there, but it is on there and it sort of stays on there as long as you don't pull on it too hard. But look, it can hang upside down and it doesn't fall off. And I'm happy with that because all I'm going to do is roll it up and put it on his belt. So I did notice when I got the belt, I thought that all their belts would be the same, given that Galoob was so cheap in making all the accessories. But actually, when we look at Murdock's belt here, we see he has this little flap. And the only reason I can think that he has a flap there is for holding the rope. I could be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. If I'm right, let me know in the comments. But there you go. It sort of hangs in there like that. You can put your arm down now, mate. There we go. So there we go. Look, he's got his rope. He's got his binoculars. He's got his gun. Obviously the belt and the backpack. He's got his little blue cap. This is now a fully complete and operational Murdock.
I love it when a plan comes together.